In this lecture, I will be talking about ecotones and edge effect. So, what is an ecotone? Ecotone is a zone of junction or transition between two biomes. So, let's say if we move from water body to a dry land. So, there's a small area between it which is a wetland. So, that could be termed as a ecotone. So it is where two communities meet and integrate. So let's see some of the examples. The mangrove forest represents an ecotone between marine and the terrestrial ecosystem. So grasslands, they are the ecotone between forest and the desert. Estuary, it is between fresh water and salt water. Riverbank or marshland, it is between dry and wet. So look at this particular figure here. So here we can see this is what we have, this forest, and here we have the non-forest or the open area. Now we can have different zones here. So the width of the region, which is of the ecotone, we call as the ecotone width. Now this particular area has mixed kind of conditions. So it is almost like a grassland where the density of plants or trees is very less. It's only small plants are there, and it is slowly transitioning to the open areas where there are very few or no plants at all. So these areas where the transition is taking place, these are called as the ecotone buffers. And those specific areas which are one of the, let's say the forest area protruding inside the desert, this area, open area, or this open area protruding in the forest area, they are called as the edges. So the characteristics of the ecosystem. So it may be very narrow or very wide. So depending on where one is studying the ecosystem. Let's say, for example, if one is studying within grassland and a forest, it may be very narrow. So you might have went to some safari or some travel around the mountain or hilly areas. So there you could have noticed that suddenly the hilly areas finishes and the plains appears. So there's a very small area, let's say few meters or maybe few kilometers, 1 or 2 kilometers, and suddenly from forest, dense forest, there's a plain grassland area. Or it could be very wide between forest and desert. So let's say if you have traveled from one state to another state in India, so let's say UP or Rajasthan. So if you, let's say, travel from UP to Rajasthan, you won't even notice where the desert begins. So that area, that distance to travel is couple of hundreds of kilometers. So there will be a transition of plants and the organisms, these individual species, which are surviving those areas. Because usually in, let's say, UP, this soil is a different texture. So there are a lot of green vegetation. The plants, the birds and animals are different. As you're transitioning from that to desert area in Rajasthan, there's a transition between the organisms. So if you, let's say for around 200, 150 kilometers, the vegetation is kind of mixed. So we'll see a lot of babool trees coming up. So as we go near to, let's say, Jodhpur and Badmer, those areas which are really dry, we'll see more and more of thick horny plants. Thorny plants, they are coming up. Even the animals, they are changing from like bigger cows and buffaloes. Now suddenly you are changing to goat, lamb, and camels. So that range is quite wide. So as it is a zone of transition, it has conditions intermediate to the adjacent ecosystem. So this zone, the ecotone, has the temperature as well as the vegetation of both the areas. So it is also called as the zone of tension. So usually the number and the population density of the species of an outgoing community decreases as we move away from the community or ecosystem. So let's say if you are moving from UP to Rajasthan, let's say from the plains, the normal green areas, to the desert areas, so those species of plants or animals which are surviving in the forest, the green area, their number will keep on decreasing as you move towards the desert area. So those plants or those organisms which could survive in the desert area, their number will start increasing, and the vice versa. So if you are coming from the desert to the forest area, the green belt area, there the plants or trees which are surviving in desert area, their number will start decreasing when you travel other ways. So a well-developed ecotone contains some organisms which are entirely different from that of the adjoining communities. Now, it is quite possible that if you see a zone which is having mixed features, let's say it's neither too hot nor too cold, neither it's too wet, neither it's too dry. So that conditions could lead to development or evolution of some species which are totally restricted to that particular area. They won't be found in the adjoining areas. So it will only, the species, they will be specific to the ecotone only. So edge effect and the edge species. So these terminologies, they come into place when we talk about the ecotones. So edge effect refers to the changes in the population or community structures that occur at the boundary of two habitats. So as now you are aware that ecotone has the mixed habitat, mixed conditions of the two different habitats. So because of this edge effect, now you see there's a total change in the community structure or the population in this particular area. Sometimes the number of species and the population density of some of the species in the ecotone is much greater than either community. So that is called as the edge effect. So it is quite possible that some of the species, some of the plants, some of the different trees, they could be surviving better in that ecotone area. They could not be found on the two different communities, on the two different areas, but they could only be found in that particular ecotone. So the organisms which occur primarily or most abundantly in this zone, they are known as the edge species. So these organisms which are surviving or which have adapted to the environmental conditions which are having mixed environmental conditions of the two communities, they are only surviving that ecotone area, and those species are called as the edge species. So in the terrestrial ecosystem, edge effect is especially applicable to birds. So the density of birds is greater in the mixed habitat of the ecotone between the forest and the desert. So even in the dense forest, the birds are less, and even in the desert area, they are even more less. So in the mixed conditions, the reason is that neither these areas are too cold, neither these areas are too hot. So the availability of the temperature, the availability of the food dictates the more and more availability of the birds. So importance of ecotones. So ecotones, they are considered areas of great environmental importance. The reason could be that these areas provide a large number of different species. So they often experience influx of animals looking to nest or searching for food. So in these areas, there is availability of different kind of food, different kind of plants. So the species which are looking for food or accommodation, they are different here. So they may also be considered a habitat of greater genetic diversity and serve as bridge of gene flow from one population to another. So as we see that the organisms or the individuals which are surviving in, let's say, the green forest areas, and those which are surviving in the desert areas, they are a little bit different. So this particular area, the ecotone, could be considered as the more genetic diversity. So it is quite possible that those organisms which are surviving the ecotone, they may have genetic pool makeup of both the two different areas individuals. So this ecotone can act as a buffer zone, protecting the neighboring ecosystem from possible environmental damage. So let's say there's a wetland area. So so it could act as a barrier of preventing the different kind of pollutants from seeping into the river or estuary. So in a way, it is acting as a buffer zone for that particular river or estuary. So ecotones, although they are very important, but there are a lot of difficulties that could be there when they are to be investigated. So some of the points could be that since they are temporary and because they scale so broadly, they can be hard to study. So it could, these ecotones, they could be really small or they could be spread around a couple of hundreds of kilometers. So it's a kind of, they don't have a specific boundary lines. So because of that, it is a little bit difficult to investigate. It is difficult to identify where this particular ecotone began and where it is finished. So that makes it a little bit difficult to investigate. So often structure and function not even related to physical pattern, particularly as a result of human activity. So we see that let's say in a wetland area there is a mixture of wet and the forest, the dry land. So now because of the lot of human intervention, so those wetland areas are also getting reduced. It's not only there, it's there in the, let's say, the green or the desert area. So in the middle area there's a lot of human activity, because those areas, they are not only conducive for the organisms to grow, they are also conducive for the different kind of human activities. For example, like setting up of industries, setting up different kind of plants. So some of the obvious characteristics that are visible from the air are lost on closer examination. So let's say if somebody is visualizing the surface of the earth from the uh, plane or some aircraft. So there one can see that in some specific areas there are green patches. So green forests are there and some there are no plants at all. So they can see from the air, but when they come down this particular area, the demarcation is not there. So that demarcation could spread up to a couple of kilometers even. So in a way, you can say that if you look from a broader perspective from at a different angle, it is possible to identify the ecotones. However, when you come onto the ground, onto the Earth's surface to investigate that particular area, it is a little bit difficult. So because it is an edge effect, it is hard to define the boundaries of an ecotone. So here, these conditions, the vegetation, the organisms are surviving, they keep changing from one region to another region because of the availability of the resources. So it is a little bit difficult to define the boundaries. So if we are moving from grassland to the, so from the open land to the forest, so that area of the ecotone, the grassland, it is a little bit difficult to identify. So it could be sometimes very short or sometimes it could be very broad. So these edges are generally considered to occur where contrast between patches is greatest. So usually when, let's say, from a forest suddenly a desert starts. So if that difference is just of couple of meters or couple of kilometers, then that is a little bit easy to identify. So the ecotone which is existing in between the forest and the desert area can easily be demarcated. However, it happens very rarely. So in those cases where the contrast is great, so let's say the estuary or the water body and the plains, the dry land. So in between there is a wetland. So that area is not much. Let's say, for example, the river bank, that is a kind of ecotone. So water, and it's hardly a couple of meters that the normal dry land starts. So those areas, they could be specifically identified because the contrast is great. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about in this particular topic.